On today's show, scientists show off a heart chip that responds to medication just like a real living human heart.
Why watch sports like a normal human being when you could watch it through the eyes of the player himself or herself?
And we're going to show you a 3D printed violin that looks mysteriously like a Klingon weapon. Do you know how to speak Klingon? I will translate that. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm your host, Ashley Skyla. Join me as always, Kayla Anonymous.
You didn't let me speak Klingon. I was clearing my throat.
Well, that is speaking Klingon, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's the joke. If anybody watching the show actually speaks Klingon, I would be really curious to know how to say Tomorrow Daily in Klingon. So record an MP3 and email it to us, tomorrow@cnet.com.
That's a real test.
That's
of
a
like
real fandom
how
test.
intense our audience is here.
How legit are you?
Yeah,
If you speak Klingon,
you still know one more language than I do.
that is true. You know almost 2 languages. I barely can speak English. I can barely string 2 words together. We have some really fun stories today.
Definitely.
So, as always, every day on the show, let's talk about the headlines. I thought this was a crazy example of future tech. This is so cool. It's straight out of a science fiction book. It also freaked me out a little bit. But
yeah, it's health tech.
It is health tech.
So it always seems a little
a little weird.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's always a little weird. So this is from UC Berkeley. It's a research team at UC Berkeley, which thumbs up, guys, because you research team created a very special chip. And what this chip does, it's about 1 inch long, and it's got a bit of cardiac muscle in the middle, and it's embedded inside this like silicone body. And the way it's designed, it makes the little bit of muscle respond to medication, like heart medication, the exact same way a human heart would.
Oh, so
Yeah.
like trial and error.
Yeah, so here, heart on a chip. So here's heart cells beating normally, and then they're gonna give it different medications and see how these heart cells respond otherwise. So it's kind of awesome for a few reasons. Number one being, this type of technology could replace animal testing.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Which is great news. Because, first of all, using animals is a little bit unethical. Like, some people would argue it's unethical.
Yeah.
And of course, the animals probably don't like it.
Is it more expensive?
It is more expensive. I'll get into the price. Like, oh my God, the numbers on this, there are some statistics on this that are crazy. But the other part of it is that obviously animals are not us and they're not humans. Mm-hmm. So when you give them something, we might react to it very differently, meaning more trial and error. So this is something that they're very excited about. And Kevin Healy, who is the professor in charge of the team who developed the chip, was talking about it. And he said that it takes about $5 billion with a B dollars to develop one drug, usually, like on average, about $5 billion. Mm-hmm. And a well-designed model of a human organ, kind of like this, could basically cut the traditional cost and time and raise the efficiency and medicinal development. I mean, it would be so much easier if you knew you were developing specifically for human tissue and could see exactly how it reacted.
Yeah.
So it could really change the way that we develop medication, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic.
So this is how they make these like muscles. They don't just like open you up and take out some heart cells.
Okay.
They don't do that.
All right, explain it.
So they take an adult stem cell, and with stem cells you can sort of train them. You can coax them into being different types of cells. And so they coax these adult stem cells into being heart cells, like cardiac to muscle tissue. So it's heart muscle. It's grown in a lab. And they place it inside the silicone chamber, and the chamber itself is actually designed to mimic blood vessels, like so the delivery of the drugs is very similar to the way we get them in our hearts. And so, and the tissue remains functional for like a few weeks, and you can test multiple drugs on it. So, which is great. You can test multiple things. You don't have to worry about like, oh, we have to wait for this to get out of the system, like blah, blah, blah. And then the next step of this, which I thought was totally insane, if you think about this heart on a chip, you can make an entire sort of computer of the human body with these like stem cells. They want to try to move forward in building other organs on chips and then actually connecting all of them as if it were a human.
Like a little testing ground
Yeah.
for all these different
Because sometimes
medicines.
when you take a medication, you have a side effect. So maybe, or as we all know, there are some medications that are, let's say, good for your heart. They help a specific condition, but really bad for either your liver, your kidneys, or other organs.
Yeah.
And
you can
so
see
they're
the
saying now you can see
domino is falling or whatever.
now you can see, like, with that type of technology built, you could see exactly how your specific individual body would respond to like specific kinds of medication. So very personalized medicine. Like this is something that could be really, really cool a few years in the future. And I just thought it was amazing they were able to sort of replicate the way the human heart works and responds to medication on a 1-inch chip.
So far along are they? You said that they want to do like all different types of organs. So they're only working on the heart right now?
They're working on the heart right now, and that was the thing that we saw in the video. Like you could see these like little heart cells. They were kind of beating almost.
Adorable little heart cells.
Cute little heart cells. You look so adorable. Just want to squeeze you. So they're working on heart cells, and then I think like one of the things they specifically mentioned was like kidney or liver, which is because your body processes medication through those organs. So it's like and a lot of other junk. So they're saying that like that would be a logical next step, is sort of like either that or maybe your lungs, stuff like that. So I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I'm scared.
It is a little, again, scare sighting. That's very scare sighting, but it's so like it's really impressive.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, super good. So nice job, UC Berkeley.
Yeah, we can save those animals for
eating.
Yeah, and wearing clothes. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
And putting
You're gonna
clothes
eat a
on
monkey?
them. No.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
please continue.
Okay, so this technology is much needed in the world of sports, okay? Because you can just watch sports, you see just a bunch of guys running around.
Yeah, and they all look so small.
They're all little guys running around, high-fiving each other, hitting each other in the butt, whatever it is they're doing over there. Well, this new technology lets you live the sport from the actual field or court or whatever. So basically what this is called First Vision 1. It's a Spanish startup club, and they basically mount a camera on the athlete so that you can see what it's like from their view, and it sends it so that you can watch it in a low latency live stream. You can actually see it live. And even like if you're looking at the screen, it also shows their heart rate.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, what's this at the bottom left side of the screen? You can see a heart beating and a number. That's their heart rate as they're playing.
So you can see how much they're getting into it. Now, what's crazy about this is, the technology of cameras and live streaming has gotten so far that this is 1080p HD footage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just this little tiny camera that they wear on them, and it feeds back immediately.
Super lightweight, I'd imagine. Okay.
So this already made its debut. They made its debut at a game featuring Spanish team Cordoba.
Ooh, yeah. Cordoba.
Yeah, so it was football.
Football.
Or soccer
if you only live in America.
Yeah. It's also worn by refs and players in the EuroLeague basketball games. I think that's
great
really
idea.
Cool. Yeah.
Worn by refs.
You can see
instant replay. You can see. So like sometimes maybe we'd be able to catch like refs cheating. Like if you could we hear. Well, no. Listen, you hear a lot about people going, "Oh, the refs threw that game. The refs threw that game."
Yeah.
But if the fans could see what the refs saw, maybe there'd be a little bit less.
I think the refs threw that game is more or less a defensive mechanism for people that think. I think it'd be cool to any last minute things to see if someone did a foul or anything that's a false call. So we think this could raise the bar in terms of sports watching in the future. I would definitely, if there was the Super Bowl, I would love to get into see a quarterback getting ready to throw it, and you see all these dudes running at him. No, slow motion. But I think the heart rate thing is especially cool.
That's cool.
Like Usain Bolt. Imagine watching him run and then
watch his heart rate just spike and then come back down. Oh man, that would be so awesome. Or maybe it's already beating really fast before the gun goes off, and then he's so pumped to run.
Or it could be even crazier to see an athlete do crazy well and his heart rate isn't even going nuts. He's just
cool under pressure.
No problem. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right, so hashtag of the day. I like this. TD first. This first person.
Yeah.
What activity would you want to see broadcast on television live in first person? So please behave yourselves. We all know what more terrible people will go to immediately.
Yeah. What's yours?
I'm kind of weird, as we have all figured out on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little bit weird, but I would say surgery. Like, I love the idea of being able to watch surgeries. Like, I dig that. Like, I'm really into like the medical, like I really like medical stuff, and so to be able to see that in real life, and that's not dramatized like Grey's Anatomy. Like, I want to see the real thing. Like, I want to watch that, or UFC fighting, because that seems intense.
Yeah,
dude.
watching
Just somebody getting
fight,
kicked.
yeah.
But where do you? I mean, for the guys, like, where do you? I guess on their shorts. But it's like, I mean, you can't attach it to them unless they like implanted a camera under their skin or whatever. But once it gets punched, it's over. Like, that camera just shatters into 1,000 pieces. They have shrapnel in their arm for the camera. It'd be terrible.
I wouldn't mind seeing like circus performers. Anybody that does like extraordinary things that
acrobatics.
we would like, I'll never be able to do. Like, I can run down a soccer field and kick a ball or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I cannot like be on one of those
Trapeze.
Like, trapeze artists, and I could, like doing flips and stuff like that.
That
so
just reminded me, it would be really neat to be able to buy a pay-per-view concert, like Pink. She does all the acrobatics and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be cool to be able to see the show from her point of view all the time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so she has like a little tiny unobtrusive camera on like all of her costumes or whatever, or any artist. Like, I think it would be really cool to be able to see a show from their point of view.
If ESPN's smart, they'll offer this as like a bonus package, but they're gonna have to get they're definitely gonna have to get the athletes to wear them, and that's gonna be a whole headache, because
That's
they're
a
gonna be
whole
like,
thing,
I'm not gonna wear it
I don't
unless you
wanna
give me
do
extra
it.
money.
Yeah, of course.
Especially if it's like a quarterback.
That makes sense.
So,
that makes sense.
But I love it.
No, I really like it. I think that's really fun.
So that's TD first.
TD first.
TD first.
TD first. Just the whole word
what
first.
activity?
FIRST. You don't have to do one ST. I don't want to confuse anybody who's listening and can't actually see the hashtag. So I got to tell you about this 3D printed violin. First of all, this is crazy looking. This violin is crazy looking.
I want to see it.
Okay, producer Logan's gonna put it up on the screen. It is unbelievably weird looking. It is super curved and beautiful. It's part of this art exhibit. It's gonna be part of. So this is a different instrument that they're.
You're right. It does. That looks like a batleth.
So this is a different instrument. So they have like a whole collection of instruments that they're showing off at this art exhibit. It's called the 3D Print Design Show in New York City.
Wow! Look at that thing. That looks like sharp.
It does. It looks like it could hurt somebody really bad. If someone tries to steal it, you just shake them with the violin.
So you're saying it sounds like?
Yeah, it's actually not just, oh, look at this cool 3D printed shell of a violin, but it works exactly the same as a normal violin. No, it works totally different than that. It only has 2 strings instead of 4.
Uh-huh.
And then the curves amplify the acoustics of the sound in a totally new way. So you could hear the way the violin is played in a completely different way than a standard violin, which is pretty impressive. All of these 3D printed instruments are going to appear at the 3D Print Design Show in New York City as part of this like exhibit where they're going to show all of the different instruments. And you can buy tickets. You can go if you're in New York City.
Is CNET covering that?
I have a feeling someone's probably going to go to that.
Okay, cool.
I know that. I mean, we covered it on the site, like the violin, which is pretty cool. And then, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll go to the art show. I think it would be really fun to go.
Sound off. That's TD. CNET goes to the 3D art exhibit.
And that's your
Thumbs
140
up.
characters. You can't. Yeah, it's just either thumbs up or thumbs down because you literally have taken up 139 characters on Twitter.
You have to do all that, or CNET won't.
Yeah.
CNET
They won't go.
Have no idea.
But yeah, future instruments, super weird, man. Like super weird.
I'm ready. I'm ready for some super instruments,
I am
like some
too.
new instruments, like some Final Fantasy.
There's this
weird stuff.
There's this crazy keyboard. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's like, maybe we'll show it on the show one of these days. It's not brand new, but it's so unreal looking. Like, it just looks like it came from space. Like, it looks like aliens designed it, and it makes really weird sounds, and
That's not the one we showed, right?
No, I don't think we did a. I don't think
we
done
did
a story
do
on
a
it.
piano that was.
There
You
was
said
that-
looked like aliens. Yeah. And
Yeah.
It had like one bass thing.
Yeah,
That's cool.
there's that one, and then there's another. It's like a keyboard. It's like an electronic keyboard. It looks like it was made in outer space. It's so cool. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. It is Tuesday, so we have new releases, and then of course your user feedback, which is gonna get pretty exciting because I dove into YouTube comments. And
Are
then,
you okay? You fine?
feel
All
pretty
right,
good.
all right.
I feel pretty
Get
good
you
about
Gatorade.
it. And then of course we have our phone talker for the day. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. It's Tuesday, and that means we are going to talk about all of the great things that are coming out this week that you may want to spend your hard-earned cash on. All the things we're really excited to see coming out, whether it be video games, movies, television. This is new releases.
Okay, so there's some good games coming out this week. I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
We have, well, there's one that you're going to be really excited about. But for me, Hotline Miami 2 is coming out today. Have you ever played Hotline Miami?
Yes, I'm terrible at it.
I am too. I'm awful at it.
Okay.
But it's a continuation of the first story. They're saying that like it's going to happen before and after the events of the first one, which is pretty exciting. And if you haven't played Hotline Miami, I don't know. I recommend it because it's great.
It is.
It's pretty good. And so that's available today on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and PC. So you can get it, but not on Xbox One. On the flip, so, which is kind of a bummer. But it looks so cool.
It's super graphic and violent, and it's very old style Smash TV.
Very Smash TV.
And it's got a lot of personality. The music is great. If nobody's recommended this to you, what?
For Hotline Miami, like you can get a soundtrack. Like usually you can buy the soundtrack, and they're so good. So
it's
good.
pretty cool. I'd recommend at least checking out a Twitch stream for it so that you can get a feel for it. But it's not. This is one of those games. There's nothing like playing it.
Yeah, it's very like Smash TV. It can be very hyper violent, but you know,
it's definitely hyper violent.
Listen, as an adult, I get to play hyper violent games. So going from that to the complete opposite end of the spectrum of other things that I like, which are whimsy and amazing artwork and just gloriousness.
Tell me more.
Ori and the Blind Forest,
which
I played at E3, comes out for Xbox One, and there will be an Xbox 360 version. They're working on it, but it'll be later this year.
Is this gameplay?
And Windows. So they're gonna Windows. So this is actually the intro of the game. This is like the cutscene. So this is like
God, that's adorable.
This game is unbelievably gorgeous. It looks like God, there's just so many games that it reminds me of, like in my heart. Like it's very reminiscent. Like that's gameplay. That's the actual game.
Okay.
It's
gorgeous. It's a side scrolling adventure.
They said that like Metroid and Rayman were two of their they want the heart of those types of games. So very side scrolling kind of platforming adventure game. It's a very coming of age story. The intro to this game literally almost made me cry. When I was on the show floor at E3 last year, it was the only thing that like hit me emotionally right in the feels, like gut punch to your feels, guys.
I'm gonna have to buy this. Do you think this is going to be like a candidate for any particular categories for like Game of the Year? Or?
I think it definitely might win some awards. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
It looks stunning. I haven't played the full game, but I will say that one of the things that I really loved about the development of this game is, as far as I'm aware, and when I talked to the guy at E3, a whole bunch of the guys who developed it, they don't live in the same country.
Cool.
They developed the entire game like from different countries. There were like 9 guys, and they developed it, and they had just gotten to sort of meet. Some of them got to meet each other for the first time ever at E3 to come show the game, which I thought was so cool.
Cute.
Again, technology coming together.
But none of these will interest producer Logan,
more than
as much as our next one, which is Grand Theft Auto 5. Heists, which isn't a new game.
Nope.
It's basically the much promised so long ago Heists
highly
for
anticipated
multiplayer. So now I guess a lot of people are going to start loading up there. It's
robbing
free.
some banks.
It's free, by the way. If you have Grand Theft Auto, it's free.
This is how you do DLC.
Yeah. So you get to hang around with your friends, group up, and do heists. I haven't got a chance to try it out. I don't know how many heists there are.
Let's go rob some banks.
Get to rob
Virtual
some
banks.
I gotta wait for the PC version to come out. I've got it on an Xbox 360, but who cares? So this is much anticipated. This is another one you can expect to see a lot of on Twitch if you want to check it out and see these heists going on.
You can go download it today, actually, on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, if you're so inclined.
It's on all of. Okay, cool.
Yeah, with the PC, I think it's next month.
Yeah,
next month. So, and then lastly, in theaters this weekend, of interest to me, if only because I love Cate Blanchett, and she looks like she is like chewing the scenery in this, which I adore. And then, but Cinderella is coming out this weekend, live action Disney. Two things on this.
Go ahead.
I liked Maleficent. I thought it was good.
Yep.
So I'm curious if this is going to be. It looks decent. It looks like a good kind of live action fairy tale. It doesn't
Okay.
look too cheesy.
This is the first time I'm seeing the trailer for this. I don't think, did they promote this well enough?
Yeah, they've been promoting this like crazy. But I just heard today, like, speaking of live action Disney movies, I don't know if you heard this or not, but Tim Burton's gonna do Dumbo, a live action Dumbo. Yeah.
What?
You're silent. Yep. No, I think that's exactly my response, actually. What?
Okay. Yeah, because we have Beauty and the Beast coming.
Yes. Now we have Dumbo.
With the Bard from The Hobbit playing Gaston. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have Dumbo.
Yeah.
What's left?
I was hoping that Tim Burton would maybe.
Aladdin, right?
I was hoping Tim
could be
Burton would do
Aladdin.
Pinocchio. That seems like when they go to Pleasure Island and they do like they have the cigars and stuff. And they turn into donkeys and it's terrifying. That seems like a Tim Burton scene.
You know what? Do you remember that scene in Dumbo where it's all the like heffalumps?
The pink
or whatever?
elephants.
Yeah, the pink elephants on parade. That scene's gonna be nightmarish.
Listen, it could be really good. That's the only part of it I think is very Tim Burton, but everything else.
Would you
is
rather
like
do
sad.
Dumbo?
Dumbo, I don't think Dumbo needs to be live action. Let's not
Good
even
call.
do that. It's
Good
such
call.
a
Fair
it's a
enough.
class. It doesn't need no. Pinocchio seems like
so
the
many
one.
of us feel like outcasts because we have something different about us. And we wanna
I just
learn
don't
how
want to see
overcome
Johnny
that.
Depp play the leader of that group of crows, man.
Johnny Depp
That's
as
all
Dumbo.
I'm saying. No, as the
Confirmed.
leader of the crows. Like it's gonna because he's already.
My ears are too big. I don't know what to do with them. Where's all the rum?
Oh no.
Oh, you're
I'm
saying
already
he play
depressed.
one of the crows?
The crows, one of those super
Solid
racist
casting.
crows. Like he's gonna do that role. Like he already played Tonto in Lone Ranger. It's not
Yeah.
a real stretch for
He's
him
gonna offend everybody.
to be slightly racist.
He's
about
on,
it.
he's
Yeah.
he's on a
Come on, Johnny Depp. Don't do it. I'm begging you. All right. Every day we like to talk about what you guys think of the show, and so it is now time for your user feedback. All right, so we asked everybody last week. We did the $30,000 Doghouse of the future, and
yeah.
we had TD House.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, none of you on Twitter, I'm looking at you, Twitter, nobody responded. So guess what I did?
It's hard on Thursday.
I put on my scuba diving suit and I dove into the depths of YouTube comments. I went in with my nose plugged and I
Yeah.
jumped. And I tried to keep my
Well,
ears
welcome back.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
I'm
You
alive.
still have all your, facial pieces and
It's true.
elbows and fingers.
I
so
may
you're
also
good.
have just been, I may be liquid metal and have rebuilt myself as a robot like in
that's
Terminator.
awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so I took some of your YouTube comments, which actually were surprisingly adorable and great.
You can't always talk crap on the YouTube commenters. There's a lot of cool people out there.
I was really impressed with you guys, just FYI. Okay, so
Diamonds in the rough.
First comment, Gaming TV wrote to us and said, what would be awesome is if eventually we have entire simulated wildlife parks where all the wildlife are robotic, so we could explore and observe their behavior of current species, animals, and extinct species as well, like dinosaurs.
And hunt them.
And hunt the most dangerous game. Yeah, that's cool. And that was about the Plurobot, the salamander robot. So they were saying, like, if we had these like zoos where they were robotic animals, where they basically acted exactly like real animals, we could study them without actually having to like capture them. Handy Randy wrote, if you really read the comments on YouTube, you would mention my name since I'm the biggest fan of all time, Handy Randy. Well, guess what? I do read the comments, and I'm mentioning you, Handy Randy.
Biggest fan of all time.
Biggest fan of all time. That's what
I
he
want to see
said.
somebody step up to Handy Randy.
Think someone's
and
going to
show
challenge you
they're
for that title.
Show that they're a bigger fan.
Someone's got to challenge Handy Randy for the belt.
Handy Randy, watch your back.
Watch
Not
your
for
back,
me.
Handy.
I'm not gonna.
From everybody
I'm
on
just
YouTube.
gonna sit here.
We're fine.
Okay.
Edit Hulk wrote, Contra is easier than Ghosts and Goblins.
No, it's not.
Ha!
No, it's not.
Edit Hulk agrees with me.
No
Agrees
freaking
with me.
way.
And then Robert wrote about the TD Schooled, where he said with the lightsabers, and we were like, why would you pick paintball when you could have a full-on like war? You could do like war games with like X-wings.
He came
and
back.
stuff.
He has a response.
He wrote us an email, and he's like, sorry for being such a D-bag and TD Schooled. Here's my explanation. I agree with you guys that using real blasters, spaceships, and lightsabers would be much more awesome, but my logic was for having a paintball fight with them was because if I had blasters shooting real lasers, those people would get injured, and Luke would probably get sued from the parents who have a kid with his or her arm chopped off or a hole burning through them. Love the show. Watch you guys every day. You guys are the best. Sometimes I have to stop because I'm laughing so hard. Hashtag Tomorrow Daily. Hashtag Best Geek Talk Show. Hashtag Pizza Forevermore. Pizza, 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 pizza. Pizza. Thank you.
Why are you thinking about lawsuits? Like, nobody's ever...
You gotta keep it safe,
Can you
man.
imagine if, like, Luke Skywalker got a lawsuit and he goes...
No, he could have sued Darth Vader for cutting off his hand.
Oh, yeah. The
Dude,
lawsuit
listen,
is strong in this one.
Like, Saul Goodman shows up in Return of the Jedi, and he's like, you're being served.
That would be the best crossover
Listen, Darth Vader.
ever. Let's do it.
We should totally do that. So where Saul Goodman shows up in other franchises to, like, serve people, like, paper, that would be an amazing. We should do that. Don't steal that idea, anybody on the internet. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Kayla and I are going to do it. It's going to be great. All right, guys, it's time for our very last piece of user feedback, which is, of course, our photographer of the day. All right, so our photographer of the day today is...
We got to do that.
I know.
We got to do that
I know.
idea.
Let's get Bob Odenkirk on the phone after we're done with the show.
If anybody knows Bob Odenkirk or
Bob,
is related to Bobby...
No, he's
Bobby,
watching. He's watching,
Rob,
of course.
yeah.
He's a huge fan of the
Okay,
show.
anyway,
Just
I'm
call
sorry.
us. All right. Molly wrote in, and I have to say, I love this picture. She says, I took this picture with my iPhone 4S back in November at my friend's sweet 16 birthday party at Watersound Beach, Florida. Love the show. My family all watches it together. I love this bonfire with the beach. It's like, it's super artistic. I really like it. What would make this picture like just I can't really get much better than this, but what's the one thing that would make it better?
Jeff Goldblum off in the back.
With lasers.
In the water, but he's got floaties on his arm.
I would say Left Shark would make this picture better. I'm just saying.
No, this is beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous. Can we throw me a sweet 16 party? My birthday's at the end of the month.
Only if we throw me a quinceañera.
Perfect. Done.
Let's...
Like, done. Can we put you in a quinceañera dress?
See.
Muy bien. Muy bien. Excelente. I'm excited. All right.
You used up all your Spanish?
No, I have lots more.
Oh.
Did you use up all your Spanish?
See.
See, okay. All right, guys, if you want to be considered for photographer of the day, you can email us tomorrow@cnet.com. Tell us a little story. Tell us what device you took your picture with. If you absolutely hate email, you can always find us on social media. We're on Snapchat, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're Tomorrow Daily on all those things. And we're Tomorrow Daily TV on Google+. Even though I don't hang around there very often.
Yeah, it's
we still
dangerous out
post
there.
the show there. So if you're curious about like what the newest show is, it does get posted to Google+.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you can rate and like and comment because we most likely will see. There's good people that comment. I actually respond to the people.
Super nice.
I type in things.
Listen, I was pleasantly surprised. So thank you.
Yeah,
YouTubers.
thank you, YouTube viewers.
From me to you,
I
thank
put
you.
I focus mainly on that. We each have our own specialties. Producer
true.
Logan's is being the hunk of the show,
That is true.
and then mine
He's the
is
eye candy.
focusing on YouTube.
YouTube, and I'm at Twitter.
So
I do
I
Twitter.
go, hey, they loved us, and then
No.
I have to lie to her because
Yeah.
they didn't love us.
Or like Kill, because he's like, God, YouTube is rough.
Bad day. But anyway, so don't forget to rate, like and favorite and subscribe and all that. And then if you're listening on the iTunes podcast, that's really cool.
Hello.
Don't forget to rate and review there and leave a little review.
Leave a little review. Just
As a
just
child.
little one. Yes, as a 5-year-old. As if you were a 5-year-old.
and I like this show too.
I love peanut butter sandwiches with the crust cut off.
This is the
And
end
Tomorrow
where we
Daily.
unravel as human
Yeah, this is
beings
where
and just say
everything. This is where the
dumb
wheels
that
come
comes to
off,
our
you
head.
guys. It's where
So
the wheels come off.
Let's wrap this up.
You can also find us on social media. I'm at Ashley Sketh on Twitter.
And I'm at Kel Anonymous.
And that is it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new docket of weird future tech, science, robots, whatever we can find on the internet that's interesting to you. As I mentioned today, it is where science fiction and science fact collide. That is it for the show. But until tomorrow, be good humans. We'll see you next time. Bye.